So Veronica, tell me a little bit about what's going on in your business.
Okay. So I'm a coach, and I help women who are kind of chronically single, who are sick and tired of being lonely, and they want to finally find love. So that's my niche.
Okay.
And
I'm going to pause that for a second.
okay.
That was really well articulated. And, painful. Yeah, so that's good. That's really good marketing. Women who are chronically single and sick of being lonely. That is such good languaging. I don't know where you learned all that, but that was really good. Even though she may have learned it from me, I'll take the credit for that, but she came up with that. I had very little, if anything, to do with it other than anything she may have learned. So that is amazing. Let's give it up for Veronica.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
If you could wave a realistic magic wand, where would you like your business to be in the next year?
I would like to be coaching one-on-one clients, and I would like to just personally be coaching probably, let's say, 10 clients who would be paying me anywhere from $1,000 a month to $2,000 a month in the next year. And I would also like to be having a constant flow of possible potential clients to add in as we complete, with the other ones. And so in the way that I would do that would be that I have these kind of small live events where I share some of the awesome coaching stuff that I have, which I am doing already. I go out and I share it with small groups of women, and they're wanting to get the free session. So I want to keep doing that part and keep having more and more success with that, which is really fun and it's working. So, and probably also have some group coaching programs so that I have something to offer people if they don't want to really totally step up to the one-on-one.
Okay, and how much money would you like to be earning a year?
Whatever that comes out to with the 10 at 1,000 or 10 at 2,000. What is that? 200,000?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plus
So-
the group coaching,
Yeah.
so that would add that.
Yeah. A little
So-
bit more.
So maybe 250?
Yeah, that feels like a brave stretch, kind of, actually.
Great. And if you could have it just the way you'd like it, what would that do for you?
That would make me feel really good because I feel like I've been working on this for a while and I've been making progress, but it'd make me feel really good. I want to have more money, and I want to have that money. I would feel abundant. I'd feel like I'm helping people. It would just be really, really satisfying for me. Yeah.
What would be the best part about it?
I really like helping the clients. It's like, I know that there is a solution to this problem. It's something that I've lived myself and I've helped some people already with. So I really get satisfaction when I'm able to share that with the clients. So that's one of the best parts. And then the other best part is to actually make a great living at doing it as well. So those two.
Why would those be the best parts?
Because I know that I can live in the oceans of abundance that we're all swimming in, and I'm experiencing that already with the air that I breathe and the trees that I see and all that kind of stuff that we've been talking about and everything. And there's this one little piece that hasn't flowed yet, and that's and I shouldn't say yet, because I have money, thank God I'm rich, and I want more of it. And so to see the evidence of that, which I know is coming, it's just going to be really satisfying.
You guys are both doing fantastic so
Okay.
far. Can you flip back to that first page? A couple things I think would make this even better potentially, is when she listed all the things that she wanted, if you checked in one more time and said, what else, if anything, would really make this an amazing year for you to achieve in your business? Go ahead and answer that.
What else, if anything, would make it a really amazing year? Like the accomplishment of it, because I've been wanting it, and I don't know, maybe I'm repeating myself, but just
Totally
the whole
fine.
thing.
And
Yeah.
I felt like there might not have been a whole lot more,
Yeah.
and maybe this little bit is amping it up perhaps anyway. So worst case is you get some more, I don't know, maybe it's pretty much the same, or you know what, I think that's about it, so maybe there isn't more there. But if there had been something, like maybe she'd be like, you know what, I want to get this book written, or I want to get an info product created, or something like that, then that's one more chance to bring it out. You know what you also did really great, Susan, was you asked about an income goal because Veronica didn't give you one. So good job on challenging her and pulling that forth.
Thank you.
Okay? Another space where I think you could have helped too is when she was talking about the impact and what it would do for her. You could say, what else? You could either say, well, what else, how else would this make an impact for you? And then, depending on what you get, you could also say, well, how would the money make an impact for you? And then what are you going to spend it on? We want to really have people see, that, because right now a lot of times, especially for Veronica, because she had a hard time coming up with a number, it's like, well, whatever that turns out to be, well, it's going to turn out to be very different if you get all 10 clients at $1,000 a month than if you get them all at $2,000 a month. That's double or half, right? I mean, so, having a clear, specific goal is good, so you did a great job on that. Now let's figure out, now it's kind of an intellectual number. Well, what would it do to your life to have $250,000 a year coming in year after year in ever-increasing amounts? Because my guess is if you want $250,000 this year, maybe you want to keep growing it next year, but let's just assume you do $250,000 a year for the rest of your life. What is that lifestyle going to be like? Do you want to buy a car? Do you want to go on vacations? Especially, this may not be as important for some types of business owners, or sometimes people, if you're a career coach and you're going to help people get find their dream job, a high-paying job, or get promotions and raises, anything that's related to money, let's figure out what are they going to do with it. Now, in some types of people, it's not as important, but for coaches especially, because we're so non-focused on money oftentimes, we need to have them actually see what are they going to do with it. And even if they are somebody who's money motivated, it certainly can't hurt to find out how are they going to, what are they going to do? They're going to invest some of it. They're going to save some of it. Here's something else I've found to do. This is super deep stuff that I don't really teach really anywhere. So this is really good that you guys are here. Is sometimes when clients are talking, they'll just, well, I'm going to put the money in savings. I'm going to save it for college. I'm going to put it for retirement. And they're not going to do anything with it that's going to actually make an impact for them emotionally. Then I'll just say, well, that's great, but you want to be careful to just save all your money, because it's not as motivating to go try to make more money just to have it be sitting in savings. So it's good to do that, and I would love for you to put some of that money in savings, but what would be some fun ways that you could celebrate your success and reward yourself for all this, effort and, all your hard work? I don't know if I want to say hard work, but, all that you've done to your accomplishment. How are you going to celebrate that? And get them thinking about that, and get them thinking, maybe I'm going to take the family on a vacation, or, I'm going to buy myself a new wardrobe, or the more that people can see, physical, tangible things they're going to do with money, the better. Now, this is the same thing. You want to do the same thing if you're a dating coach. Well, how is it going to impact you to have a great relationship? Well, they maybe say, well, it'd be great to finally have somebody and not be lonely, and, have somebody to share my life with. Well, that's great. What kinds of things are you guys going to do together? Where are you going to go? What's it going to be like for you to go on, to go to family gatherings and actually have somebody that you're proud of, that you're excited about, that you're taking with you to those, those family things or whatever. Like, just start thinking about all the places and asking those questions, whatever the niche is. Really bring it home in every which way you can think of. Now, maybe, with dating, you could think there's maybe like 100 different questions you can ask. You don't need that, but if you could think of 3 different places where having a relationship is going to matter most, maybe it's, family parties, family gatherings. Maybe the second one is, going on double dates or going out with friends. And maybe the third one is just, romantic dates and nights alone or whatever, So the more you can really get into the little nitty-gritty pieces, the better. Now, I don't always go there, but it's definitely worthwhile to do. And I definitely would have gone a little bit. I don't know if I'd have gone that far with Veronica, but I definitely would have gone, just like I did with Anna Lilia yesterday. Well, how are we going to spend that money? Like, let's get a little bit more clear about what's going to be what's going to be some of the benefits, some of the fun of having it, more than maybe they're necessarily aware of or thinking of when you only ask them one time or maybe 2 times, what is this going to do for you? So what else is it going to do for you? What else is it going to do for you? How about here? How about there? And I only usually suggest those things if there's not a lot forthcoming. But if they're already sharing a lot, then you don't necessarily need to go to all those places. But if it's just as simple, feel really good, feel abundant, and be helping people, that's not enough. We need more. Guys got that? Okay. All right. Continue. Sorry. Go back to where you were. You don't need to go back
okay.
and re-ask. I think you're about to go. Well,
Okay.
you'll know where you were going to go.
What would be the best part about it?
No, you already did that.
I
Keep
did
going.
that. Okay,
You
we'll go to
already
the
did why.
challenges. Okay, so
You're on to the
I
challenges.
lost my place.
Yeah, I'm
okay, that's all right. Good teaching. What do you think could be slowing you down, standing in your way, or stopping you from having things just the way you'd like them?
Well, I know that the free sessions at Sal that I've been doing recently, I didn't get the money part until this event right now. So when people say no, I would just say, "Oh, okay, sorry," So now I'm going to be camping out.
Great.
Yeah.
What else?
I get a little bit nervous about setting up some of the new workshops because I'm going to be traveling, and so I'm going to be doing them in different cities. So I want to set one up in Durango, Colorado, and then I want to set some up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, because I'm going to be traveling there over the next couple of months. So I don't want to just let my business momentum die because I'm going to be traveling. So I'll get a little bit of nervous, like, who am I going to call? And not even who, I know who, but, I've got to call her. So I have some thing about setting up the new workshops, a little bit.
So, some angst or
Yeah.
some, okay. Okay, what else?
Well, because I haven't gotten an actual $1,000 a month client to agree with me yet, and I know that I said already the money, but until I actually do it, I doubt that I can do it a little bit, even though I'm working on that. Until I actually do it, it's still a thing for me, kind of. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
What else?
All right, I'm going to interrupt again.
Okay.
It's a good idea to keep saying what else could be slowing you down, standing in the way, or stopping you.
Okay.
Now, after the third time, if you want to say, you just say what else. Maybe you can. Still, maybe better
Okay.
just to say the whole thing. But definitely the first time you're repeating it, and the second time, at least those first 3 times you ask, I would ask exactly that way. What else do you think could be slowing you down, standing in the way, or stopping you from having all the clients and money that you want? And even not just, what else could be stopping you from, let's see, what does the script say? from having, yeah, even I have it in there, list their goals from question 2. So what else do you think could be slowing you down, standing in the way, or stopping you from having all the success that you want, if you want to say general, or you could say from having, the 10 clients a month, monthly, clients, never wanting for clients, having a steady flow of people ready to jump right in if a client, when a client finishes up, to be able to do these workshops, to just kind of repeat that. Now, you might not repeat, if you're, might not need to say all those things that they every time, but the first time for sure, say, well, and maybe even the second time, anything else that you think could be slowing you down, standing in the way, or stopping you from getting all those clients and making all that money and doing what you really love, or however you say it, but yeah, anyway.
Okay.
So go ahead and you can.
Okay, so what else do you think could be standing in the way, slowing you down or stopping you from having those 10 clients, the group coaching, all that money you want, and the constant continuing flow of clients?
I think having some help, like some more people on my team besides just myself. So that would be really helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what else do you think could be slowing you down?
And here's
standing
another
in the-
place where you can get even more detailed. Having some people on your team. What kinds of people on your team? What would they be doing for you?
Yeah. I'd like a virtual assistant maybe to do some of the computer type work. Eventually I really need to, get my online presence going, so because I am building my list, so I need some technical help. I'd like somebody to clean my house so that I'm not doing that instead of working as an excuse. But I think that would really help me. Yeah.
Anybody else you'd want to have on your team?
That's all I can think of for now.
Okay. Okay, and what else do you think could be slowing you down, standing in your way, or stopping you from having all the clients and money and joy in helping other people that you would like?
Sometimes when I'm actually working with a client, I get sucked into not only their story, but their energy. So I sometimes feel a little depleted after working with a client. So I want to make sure to keep my own health, and I might need some technique to make sure to always separate from that.
Okay, and
Yeah.
what else do you think could be standing in your way, slowing you down, or stopping you from having these things that you'd like?
That's all I can think of.
Okay. And what impact do you think these challenges are having on your business?
Well, they're slowing me down a little bit because, I just recently got into more advanced momentum. So I know from looking at the last several months, they were slowing me down. And because I've been doing a lot of work recently on the inside, and I've gotten into more action, I've actually seen some momentum. So I know that they would slow that momentum down. It could stop me from having the money part, the me saying okay when they say no, that totally stops me from getting the client. So, yeah. Did that answer your question?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
So the impact that you've shared is it's slowing you down, and of course you're not being able to deal with the money stops you from having clients.
Right.
So I think that's what you shared.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And what other impacts on your business are these challenges having?
Well, I guess I've, in the past, gotten disheartened. It's kind of almost like, why do it? Why try anymore? It tempts me to stop if I'm not going.
Something that is tricky with this one, I've done a lot of these sessions over the years, and whenever you get some people who are already kind of in process on making changes, it's tricky because they feel like maybe they don't need the help ultimately because they're already figuring it out and fixing it. So when they're sharing challenges that they've overcome, that's okay. but see if you can find some that they haven't overcome, and then maybe you can even challenge whether they have overcome it completely. Like, you might even say, well, it sounds like in the past you've gotten disheartened. Is there a part of you that's still disheartened now? Is there any concern that you could give up or feel like you want to give up or whatever? What was the word again? Was it disheartened or?
Yes.
Is there any, and you can actually see as I'm talking, Veronica's energy is just going right through the expression on her face. It's like, oh, and I apologize for that.
Okay.
But this is what we need to do to get people to really make the change a lot of times. We need to get them to get through that. Because that motivation, whether she hires Susan or not, that's going to fire her up to make those changes for herself long term, maybe with Susan's help, maybe without, but taking her on this roller coaster and really getting deep into this, that's where the change happens. Are you guys seeing that? I have no idea what I said. Oh, yeah. So is there a part of you that still is disheartened right now? And is there any part of, so you could ask that. Then you say, is there any part of you that's worried that you could kind of fall back into that space, like you were before, and then maybe completely give up? I don't know what, but something along those lines. And yeah, I don't know. Do you want to answer that?
I would probably say, God, I hope not, because that sucked when I felt that way.
Yeah.
So.
Is there any concern that you could fall back into that same space?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now when when we get into the later part, we go back to, one of the reasons, one of the things that there's 5 things I help people do. One, maybe when you talk about helping them master their psychology, you can say, I'm going to be there for you. So, we'll be talking regularly if you're disheartened again. First of all, we're going to do some healing work to heal up all that disheartening from the past. Second, we're going to work together to make sure that if you ever get into a space like that, we're going to get you out of it again right away. And, and then of course we're going to do all this other mastering your psychology, because, all that stuff that she mentioned earlier, which I don't recall, but there were a bunch of inner game stuff, and I'd refer to those too. Okay? All right. I know that. Hope you don't have to remember that. You don't have to remember any of that. Your unconscious mind kind of soaked it all up, and your intuition will take over and kick in and help you get whatever that was. Okay. All right. Keep going, Susan.
Veronica, how long have these challenges been going on?
About a year.
And what's the worst part about these challenges?
The worst part is feeling really crappy because I'm not accomplishing the goal that I've set for myself and that I really want to accomplish, and kind of like not believing in myself sometimes when I go there.
I'm sorry, I just want to you said not believing in yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that the worst part?
Because it just really sucks. Feels bad.
Would you go further with that? Like, tell me more about that?
I don't know.
Tell me a little more about that.
Oh, shit. I would tell her.
Go ahead.
Well, to just like have the idea, know that it's possible, and little glimpses of, other people like my peers and stuff making it happen. And over this whole year, like wanting it to, but not actually getting there. It's just felt really bad and hard, and like I know it's possible on one hand because I see other people doing it and there's evidence and stuff, but then me myself not getting there yet and thinking I could, but then not having it happen. It just really sucks. So
If you could turn all these challenges around and flow freely toward your goals and have those 10 clients and the
Hang on 1 second. One of the things you can do that's really helpful, first of all, I'm instant miracling for you a lot, Veronica. Don't instant miracle for your clients during free sessions that sell as much as you can. Try not to. It's really hard to not instant miracle when you know you need to, because it's just like, it wants to happen. But I tend to see if I can suppress it if I can until the end of till after they make a decision or not. But I'm instant miracling for you just because we don't need this to. We don't need to necessarily have you get signed up per se. Sorry about that, Susan.
I kind of knew that going in.
So where is he going to go? Oh, but something that can be really helpful when people are sharing these painful things is just something I don't think I taught in the new version of Free Sessions that Sell, but it's what I call sounds of reassurance. And it's just like, okay, that sounds really tough. So just sharing that with somebody. I mean, you can get away with not doing it, but it just keeps that rapport going, so that you're not just dismissing how she just bled all over the floor, and then you're just like, okay, so what did you find most valuable, or and we don't always have that because most of the time we're doing it on the phone.
Right.
Yeah, and maybe that was good enough since they aren't on the phone. Maybe it was perfect. I couldn't see because I'm over here and Susan's face is turned, so I'm seeing mostly her hair. So maybe that was fine, but it just felt like a little disconnect to just go right to that next one. So it's good as people are talking to say, okay, that's great to get that out. What else have you got? Is there anything else there? Or, man, that sounds like it'd be really tough. All right, so if you could overcome these, and so then you can just go right to that.
You're still looking like you're feeling a lot of...
That's good. You need to, I'm sorry. Where are you going?
I was just saying, I just wanted to make sure she was okay. I mean,
Don't do that. No.
Okay.
Just
Actually, I wouldn't be seeing her if I was on the phone, which is mostly how I do it. So.
Yes, but even
Okay.
if you are, this next question is going to get her back to feeling better anyway.
Okay. So if you could turn all these challenges around and flow freely towards your goals, what would that do for you?
Well,
See? It's already feeling better.
yeah. It would do everything that I want it to do right now, because I get the momentum going. I figure out what my next steps are. I just be in the flow, have these experiences that I've been learning about, and my other people I know are having, and I've already been starting to see that momentum. So I know how good it feels. I mean, just learning the next step is, I know that that's right, like that I'm on that path. So it would do that for me, and then I know I'll be able to attract more success as I keep on taking the steps. So yeah, it'd be awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what would be the best part about that?
Well, the best part would just be to get through that and not have that suffering anymore, but instead be, having the success instead of the pain. So that'd be the best part. Have a better life, Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would that be the best part?
Because that's what this part of my life is about. This time in my life is what, I've done all the hard stuff already, and I want to have the benefits of my whole life and of all the work that I've been doing, and I just want to have the rewards now, and that's what I know I can do, and so that's going to be the best part.
Great. So what have you found most valuable about our time together
So far.
so far? I was going to say that, and I thought it was wrong. So what have you found most valuable about our time together so far?
Well, I guess it's just to see both sides of the thing, you know, like be in the goals again and have more clarity there, and then dare to go to the dark side, but yet come back out of it. That seems to happen anyway in my business. I'm kind of up and down a little bit, but I felt like it was safe enough to go there when you asked me and kind of pulled me down. And I don't usually go there intentionally because I don't want to get stuck there. So it felt okay or good to look at it and then come back up the other side. And I feel actually even more confident now that I can take the next steps in the momentum.
Great.
So that was good. Yeah,
Well,
thanks.
I have a coaching program that's designed specifically to address the challenges that you've talked about today and help you reach those goals. Would you like to hear more about it?
Sure.
Great. I wasn't sure if we were going to keep going. That's okay. So I work with my clients using a 5-part methodology. And the first part that we start with is clarifying your direction. So you had some clarity. You know you want 10 clients, but somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000. You mentioned a coaching group, but you didn't. I'm not sure that you actually have a specific construction for that. So we would talk about that. We would talk about where you want to be and how we're going to get you there. That's the next step. But we're going to look at what your plans are and help you to clarify exactly, more specifically, your goals. How does that sound?
Good.
Would that be useful to you?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, good. The next step is to strategize your actions. So what that means is that we look at what it is you want and what you want to accomplish, and then we talk about what it is you need to do to get there and strategize priorities. And so with your actions strategized like that, you'll know every day exactly what it is you need to do and how you're going to do it. Does that sound like that would be useful to you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so I want to just pause here because there's just slight little differences in the way that I would say it that might bring it home a little bit. So, let's go ahead and just do strategize your actions. So the second thing I help clients do is I help them to strategize their actions. What that means is we would create a plan for helping you grow your business and getting it to where you're getting 10 clients a month consistently, and having a group coaching program and having a waiting list of people who are ready to jump in as soon as you have an opening in your programs. And I don't know, I didn't hear in our earlier in our conversation if you already have a plan. You didn't mention that you needed one, so maybe you've already got one, but I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing on the planning side. And if this sounds like this is what you need, and so why don't you just share with me your thoughts about that?
I do have a plan. My plan's probably just about 2 or 3 months out. So, and like when you added in my specific goals to the plan, it sounded a lot more desirable to me, actually, than just the general mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. And do you have any questions about that?
No.
Okay, does that sound like that would be valuable to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Valuable versus useful? Valuable. Continue.
Thank you. The next thing I work with my clients on is upgrading their skills. We didn't really talk a lot about skills, but that's something that we will talk about and determine where you might need your skills upgraded. You talked about being nervous about doing these workshops, but you weren't talking about the presentation so much, but you were talking about making the contacts. So we can talk about ways to upgrade your skills if there is nervousness around the presentation, but there are other areas as well. You talked a little bit about needing or desiring a VA to do some of the technical things, so it may be that we talk about some of the things you can do yourself and what things you can hand off So there are a variety of areas where we might look at where you could upgrade your skills.
Okay, great. Hold on. Who here is like,
Falling asleep. Oh, no.
yeah, falling asleep or lost, right? You know, who's kind of like,
Okay.
okay? Let's try it again. I'll do this one, okay? So the third thing I help clients do is to upgrade their skills. Now, I didn't hear anything that you shared earlier on any specific skills that popped out to me that you would need to upgrade, but some of the things that a lot of business owners like yourself might need to work on are sales skills, marketing skills, leadership skills, time management skills, team building or delegating skills. Are there any of those or any other skills that you think would be really important to you that you would need to get better at that would help you achieve your goals even faster?
Yeah, actually those skills, the sales, marketing, and the teaming, those ones would be helpful.
Great. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Does that sound like that would be valuable for you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Susan, why don't you try doing what I just said it, however I just said it.
Veronica, the third thing I work with my clients around is I'm sorry, let me get back to where I'm supposed to be, upgrading
The
your
third thing I
skills.
help my clients do.
The third things I help my clients do is upgrade their skills. Now, you didn't mention any specific skills as we were talking, but a lot of the skills that business owners often work on are sales skills, marketing skills, working with a team, delegating skills. Are there any of those or other skills you can think of that you might need to do some work on?
Yeah, those ones sound good. That sounded a lot better than your first time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here to learn.
Yeah, you did.
Do you have
First
any?
of all, let's give it up for Susan. Huge difference. Like I could probably tweak that, her second version just a smidge, but it was so much better the second time, yeah? Yeah. So you're a fast learner. Good job.
You have a good teacher.
Thank you.
See, I've already lost some of the words. The fourth thing that we'll work on is optimizing your environment.
The fourth thing I help clients do.
The fourth
The
thing
reason
I
why
have-
it's better
yeah.
that way, because it's not presuming you're going to work with them per se. It's just explaining how you work with people. And sometimes I might say the fourth thing that we might work on together. But even still, I might say that we might work on together, or I don't know what. But usually, I'll just say the fourth thing I help clients do, and it's just simple, clean.
The fourth thing I help clients do is to optimize their environment. The first part is your physical environment. So we might look at what kind of workspace you have. Is it inspiring to you? Is it clean? Are you able to actually get the work done that you need to do? So that's the physical environment. And I also help my clients with the people environment. Those are the people you're surrounding yourself with. Are they cheerleaders? Are they doubters? So we would look at who those people are and how they might be impacting your results. And then the third part of optimizing your environment are the ideas, what you're putting into your head. So we might look at some books that you might want to read to increase your knowledge. It might be some self-help books, but it's all about, a lot of it in that areas around how you're thinking and how you're seeing things. So those are the three parts of the environment. Do you have any questions about that?
Since we'll be working on the phone, how would you help me straighten out my office?
Well, we might talk about what it is that's in the way. We could work on Skype, or I might recommend that you hire someone to help you with that, an organizer, which is what I did for me in terms of getting my office organized. So it is something that makes a real big difference.
Yeah, I know. I need that. Okay.
So
Did that satisfactorily answer your question and make you want to help more?
Because you said that I could hire somebody else to do it, and I'm thinking about hiring you to help me. So
Yeah.
that was like,
So good job. First of all, great job explaining optimizing environment. I would open it up for her, because she actually volunteered with the question, but She jumped, but I would open up to her to see, are there any parts of your environment that you think need to be upgraded, either physically, with the people that you're surrounding yourself with, or the ideas that you're coming into you. Are any of those that you think you need to upgrade? Go ahead and answer.
Mostly, I think my actual office.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me more. What's that like?
Well, it's not quite all settled in, so I just have some. It's not like overly packed, but I just have some things that are stacked that aren't
And how does it
organized.
make you feel that it's that way versus the way you'd like it to be?
Yeah, it's not that inspiring, and it's it's not that inspiring.
And how long has it been that way?
Only probably 6 months, and before that, I didn't even have an office. So
Okay, so great step in the right direction. You've got an
Yeah.
office now,
yeah,
but it's been that way for 6 months, so that means that it sounds like, there's danger it could stay that way for the next 6 months,
yeah,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Great, so that's something that we would work on to help you get that, your office organized, get everything the way that you want it to be so that you can just wake right up, get started working, and have nothing in the way.
I would
Does that
love
sound
that.
good?
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Okay. But does that sound like it would be valuable to you?
Yeah, it would actually.
Yeah. So she didn't end up even asking me how I was going to do it when I did it my way.
Yeah.
But had she asked me, I would say, well, we'd figure out why you're not doing it and then get you doing it. So you're the only one that's going to clean it unless you end up hiring somebody, which is fine too. But, it might not need it, I might only, well, we would talk about your ideal and what we would ideally like it to be, and then figure out, how much effort is it really going to take,
Yeah.
and maybe it's really simple.
I think
Maybe it's
so.
a matter of just doing it.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like it might just be a matter of doing it. That's one of the great things about coaching is that a lot of times we don't do the things we know we need to do because it's just kind of like, oh, I know to do it, but I'm not doing it. And that's one of the things that as your coach that I would love to help you with, and I want to keep you always doing the things that you need to do instead of waiting 6 months to do them or forever to do them, including your office and then anything else that might be on your to-do list. We want to take everything from your to-do list and get it on your to-done list.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I might say.
That
Maybe.
sounded.
Okay,
sounded
but you
good.
don't always have to, that's pretty good, but you just can soak it up. You don't have to remember it all or write it all down. It's all in there. Okay, continue.
The fifth thing I help clients do is master their psychology. So we know that there's the to-do things, and then there's the inner game. So we would start looking at what are your fears around money when you're doing free sessions at Sal, and help you overcome those. And we would also look at your nervousness about setting up workshops in different cities and making those phone calls that you need to make. So those are just a couple of the things, but we start working on those to get those cleared up and get those things healed so that you can just make those phone calls, get those workshops set up, do those free sessions that sell from the people that sign up from the workshops, and not ever have that angst around the money, and know how to handle when they say no from the inside, the inner game part. Do you have any questions about that?
Like, in all honesty, I sense that you're nervous right now. So that's like putting a red flag to me that, like, how are you going to help me get over my nervousness if you're nervous right now? So that's my honest question, I guess.
Well, that's a really good question. And sometimes you'll find, as I find, that I have to move forward when I'm feeling nervous and handle the inner game after, like look at what was going on for me, and we can talk about that with you as well when that happens for you, and how are you going to handle that in the moment, and then work on it, getting it so that it isn't that way for the next time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, are there any other questions?
No, because I know that's a real important part of where I'm stuck, so I do need to work on that.
Okay, well, that's great. That sounds like it would be valuable to you then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, amazing poise handling that.
No,
That was amazing, amazing poise. Yeah, yeah. And I would say, I'm nervous, and I'm doing it. And, you might be getting nervous, but it seems like you're not. So sometimes we can overcome our stuff and, and then feel totally at peace about it. And sometimes stuff comes up and we can't necessarily work on it in that moment. So we just got to feel the fear and do it anyway. But we need to feel, it's much better to feel the fear and do it anyway than feel the fear and then do nothing. Which it sounds a little bit like you've been doing some of, just to not zinger too hard, kind of soften it over the last little while. So we want to get you, Anyway, but this was really, really well handled. I think the first part is we want to be very careful of when you said, how, the inner game, we've got the inner game and that. Never assume anyone never knows that. Now, I know you guys know each other, and I know that you know that she does know, but I would assume that they don't know. Even in here, I don't even necessarily assume. And so how I explain it is I say, the fifth thing I help clients do is I help them master their psychology. And what that means is that I help them overcome the fears, the doubts, the limiting beliefs that are holding them back, such as when you mentioned earlier, you said, which was you did great, because you did bring it back to all that. You started weak, and then you finished strong, because then you started relating it to all the things, and then you wrapped it up really good, and then she went after you with being nervous, so... Which was amazing, too, because she was so honest. And a lot of times our clients won't be that honest. Yeah. So if we can get them to be honest like that, that is the greatest thing that we can ever get. Because not all of our clients are going to be honest when they're on the other side. They're not necessarily even being honest themselves in the first place, let alone being honest to us. And sometimes they're afraid to be too honest because then they know that they're baiting themselves in a corner where they probably can't say no to hiring you because they're screwed. So they might pull back a little, but, so great job. Veronica, you're doing fantastic. Let's give it up for Veronica. And one more time for Susan. Badass Susan. Badass Susan. You're welcome. High five. You're doing great. Yeah. All right, continue.
Oh, awesome. I thought with all that was like the ending. Okay.
More love coming your way for sure. I know it.
Good. So let's see, where am I? Okay. So would you like to hear a little bit about the structure of the coaching program?
Yeah.
Great. I work with clients for 6 months at a time, and we...
okay.
I know business coaching is supposed to be a year, right?
Yeah, doesn't it feel like a weird disconnect to be talking about all those year goals and then you're just only going to work with them for 6 months? Yeah. Who here felt weird? Like, why would you only help me for 6? I need to get all the way to these 12-month goals. You're going to leave me hanging. Yeah, isn't that? Yeah? No, you didn't feel that? Okay, raise your hand if it did feel weird and then look around. Okay, so like 75% maybe. And raise your hand if it felt fine with 6%. That's okay. Okay, so maybe 15% felt fine, and who knows what everybody else, the remaining
didn't notice
10% or whatever. Yeah, so it's fine for you, but most of us, 12 months would feel better, I think. So,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I work with clients for 12 months at a time. We meet 3 times monthly for 30 minutes each, so that means you'll have 3 coaching calls, 30 minutes each month. I do like to make sure that you're feeling supported and taken care of, so if we need to go over a little bit every once in a while, that's okay. Or if you need to email me about something, that's fine. I want to make sure that you've got everything covered. How does that sound? Do you have any questions about that?
No, that sounds good.
Okay. Well, at this point, most clients would like to know how much it costs. Are you interested? I mean, let me rephrase that. At this point, most clients are interested in the investment. Would you like to hear about the investment?
Okay.
Okay. So I charge $14.97.
Hey,
I got it again. No, you're right.
Let's let her.
Let me screw up and then we can fix it, right?
Yeah. We can't stop every time that
That was my coach doing that.
She's fired.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
She's trying to help me because she loves me.
She's awesome. Awesome. We have amazing coaches on our team, and Johanna is one of them. So She's just trying to be helpful.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
She's just trying to help me because she loves me.
Of course, absolutely. Okay.
Okay, the investment is $14.97 a month or $20,000 for the year. I know, I don't have the numbers in my head. So
No worries.
What do I do with that? I mean, I would have them because I'd have it written down.
Just do it. You're doing
Just do it.
fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Just keep going.
Okay.
You're doing great.
And I have special pricing for people who want to take action on the call today. Would you like to hear that?
Sure.
Okay, that is, the investment for that's $9.97 a month or $10,000 for the year. Which of these seems like the best fit for you?
Well, neither one really, because I just don't really have money right now.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Well, because my finances are the way that they are, I just don't have any extra money to either do a lump sum or monthly payments right now.
Okay. If the coaching were, if the money was not an issue, how would you feel about proceeding with it?
I would, except for, again, I keep feeling, and maybe it's because we're face to face, but I feel like you're nervous about it, so I
am. Okay. I could tell you I'm not, but then that would be a lie. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
I am. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not sure that I really would even want it. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not about the money.
Well, it's both. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sensing that you're feeling a little conflicted about it. Is that accurate?
Well, yeah, because I do want to make these goals that we talked about, and my conflict is I don't know that your program is going to help me to do it.
Okay, this is where I get stuck.
Great.
Get really stuck here.
Okay. Do you ever get this?
I get the money. I've never gotten anyone say, I'm not sure your program can help me do this. That I
Me
haven't
either.
gotten.
But I would say, first of all, I would address the fact that whole nervousness stuff. Now, I don't know if I could address if I was really nervous, but I would say something like, if do you ever get nervous when talking to people about your business?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Does that mean that you can't help them?
No.
He's the master, right?
Huh?
That's why he's the master.
I mean, I don't. Maybe she thinks you can't. I don't know. But does that mean that you can't?
No, yeah, that's a really valid point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Because I'm an amazing coach, and I know I could rock your world. And just because I'm a little nervous right now doesn't mean that has no reflection on the quality of the coaching that you're going to be getting and the impact that we're going to have when we're working together. And honestly, I think the idea that you would pass if it was free would be crazy, because you just shared all the stuff that you need and that you need help with. I'm not saying I would even do it for free, but if it were for free, if you're saying you would pass, then I'm just curious to know, what the hell are you going to do to get all this resolved on your own? Because, if we don't work together, if we did work together, again, I think you'd be a great client, and I see so much potential for you, and I would love to help you. But I'm just concerned if you're kind of keep trying to do this by yourself. I'm just worried. I don't know if you're going to end up getting there.
So see, that's exactly what I need. That's the confidence that I need from you to want to work with you. That right there.
Yeah. So do you guys remember how on day one I talked about there's three things. There's you go to the right places where the clients are hanging out, either in person or online. You say the right words so that they want to have a session with you. You say the right words during your session with them. And then the third thing is how you show up. And this is a clear demonstration that how you show up is way more important. Now, I'm not saying that Susan isn't showing up great right now, because I think she's showing up fantastically well. And Veronica thinking that, that Susan being nervous isn't, it might even be a smokescreen because Veronica's afraid to have to sign up. I don't know if that's...
No.
That I'm not saying it's true. It might be, it might not. That's okay. And I'm not seeing Susan's face, so I don't know. So she may be reading things. But I'll tell you, that's one of the beauties about being on the phone is nobody's going to see how nervous you are. It might come through in your voice. It can still come through in the energy. But it's definitely a lot safe. It's a lot easier to hide over the phone, So anyway, let me see if there's anything more we need to do on this right now. Go to the mic if you want to ask a question, Kristen.
So the only problem that I have with that is here we have Veronica who says, I have all these problems. I'm actually getting some momentum. I'm getting out of this by myself. Sure, I'm here talking to you. And you just asked, well, I don't know if you're going to be able to do it if you don't hire me. I would be at that point, you know what? Screw you. And the
Great.
horse you rode in on.
That's just fine. I mean,
really.
if she's not, I'm coming from a place of really being concerned for her. Maybe I didn't say it as cleanly as I could have. And honestly, she said that that's the confidence that she wants from her. So I think it worked okay.
So you didn't.
But you're also one of the 15% who didn't care that, about the 12 months.
Okay, so I have a bunch of...
Really? No, I'm just, come back. I'm not.
I know I do.
I'm not saying that because I'm saying there's something wrong. I'm not dissing you, Kristen.
No, but that is
I'm just
true.
saying that you're in the minority and that not everybody's feeling that. And maybe that is pushing your button, but it pushed the right button for her, but it might be something that you could heal.
Okay, but it didn't feel mean to you. Like here you've said, I've got momentum, and here he said, I don't know if you can do it without me.
No, that didn't feel, no.
No, okay.
That didn't feel mean to me.
No.
That's not really what he said.
He didn't say, I don't think you're going to get on there because I am curious what you are going to do on your own if you don't get this resolved and if we don't work together. It's like he was curious.
I said it, yeah, so I may have said it a lot differently than the way you heard it.
Then maybe I heard it. Yeah.
So there could possibly be something to heal. Maybe. But let's give it up for Kristen for standing up. Yeah. The beautiful thing is that there's a safe space where Veronica can speak up and Kristen can speak up, and no one's made wrong for saying what they're saying or doing what they're doing or showing up how they're showing up. Susan for being nervous, fuck an A, she's doing it anyway. Think about how many layers it is. It's like I'm trying to sign up a client. I'm doing it in front of everybody. Christian's critiquing me. I'm a motherfucking A.
Yeah, give me a break.
And only 5 people out of 100 raised their hand to even come up here to do the coaching. So, geez Louise. So, no shit. I love you, God bless you. I bow to you. You did amazing.
Thank you.
You did amazing. You did great.
It's a great learning experience.
What's that?
It's a great learning experience.
Great. So I think we might wrap here. Hang on. I'm just going to see if it's a good idea to keep going further. I think it's not, but I'm just going to check. It's optimal for them to keep role-playing this. Now, we're kind of at the end anyway. I don't know if from the place that she was feeling, which I don't know if she was feeling what Veronica was seeing, but I don't know. Maybe we can't always sign up every client. I don't sign up every client. And I'm pretty fucking good at this shit. So it's okay that Susan didn't sign up the client, right? Yeah, so did you guys learn a lot here? Yes. Okay. And did you guys learn a lot here?
Yeah, a lot.
Let's hear what Veronica learned, then let's hear from Susan, and then you guys can share a couple, and we'll take a short break.
Well, I learned just during the free session of the cell, before we got to the offer and the decision part, a little bit more clarity about where I am with my business, a little bit more clarity about my challenges, and like I said about the valuable part, just that it's okay to think about it and not get too sucked into it, but know I can, be inspired to move on. So that's just the regular free session that Sal experience as a client, potential client. So that was great.
Awesome. Anything from the critiquing or anything you learned from Susan or?
Well, just that, I'm being really honest, and I feel like that's the right thing to do, whatever we're doing.
That's great.
So that's a good thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And in a way, it's like because I have, one of my issues is to rescue people. It's like, oh, I want you to do better, I want you to not be nervous so that I can have confidence. So I had that going on too, but.
Nice. That's fun.
Yeah.
Not fun for you, but that's fun for you to notice and
Yeah.
very interesting. Like, it's very intriguing to
Yeah.
see the layers and what all's going on inside of her that we would
Yeah.
not have otherwise known. That
Right.
she's like, let me help you sell me. But I need to heal that shit up for myself, so let me not do that. Let me resist the urge
Yeah.
to do that. So yeah, wow, it's just so interesting how many layers of all the stuff that are going on. So fascinating. Great. Thank you for sharing that, Veronica.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great. How about for you, Susan? What did you learn?
Well, there was a time, and it probably would have been Sunday before I came here, where I would have tried to deny being nervous. And
Nice.
so there was something about intuitively knowing she saw it, it was there, just own it. And not because I'd be too worried about what the client thinks, and I'd get so hooked in that I couldn't do anything effectively afterwards. So being able to say it honestly to you and in front of everybody and all those live streamers was very empowering in a way for me. Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Awesome. All right. Do you guys have some comments or questions? You guys can come over here to this mic. We'll get maybe, we got 2 up here right now, maybe 1 or 2 more after that, and that's it. Hina.
First of all, I thought both of you were so honest and amazing, so thank you for showing up in that way. What I heard Veronica saying when she said that the money, even if that was not an issue, she wouldn't necessarily want to work with Susan, was that it was a fit thing. And I'm just wondering about that, because maybe sometimes it's not the right fit.
I don't think it was a fit thing. I think it might have been a confidence thing, and I think it's possibly might have been a good excuse for Veronica to not have to mess with the money conversation. I'm not saying that's the case, but it's possible.
Well, can
Maybe.
we ask Veronica? Veronica, was part of it a fit
Well,
thing or not at all?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
Sure.
before I even came up, it was, for me, it's always the money part, whatever side I'm on, but if you would have been doing it with me, I would have been like, oh shit, the money thing now. But the confidence is what I would need to want to buy this.
Yeah.
The confidence is so much, and that wasn't there, and like I said, I wanted it to be, but throughout the whole interview thing, and I didn't say, wow, you seem really nervous when I first noticed it. I really waited, and then I just have to say this finally,
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I was just like, shit, she's too nervous. I can't hire you for my coach.
Wow.
She's not confident. That's the reason.
Okay. And I was over here, so I didn't get to see, all I saw was Susan's beautiful hair. Yes. It's got good highlights in it and stuff, right? It's very good. Yeah. I got the right words? Flowing locks, and yeah, it's like Goldilocks. Great. So
So
Yeah.
that was it. My question was just around fit.
Yeah, I
and
don't think it was the
sometimes-
fit per se. I think it was, if she had the confidence, I think the fit would have been there.
Right.
Yeah. Let's give it up for Hina. And Jeff.
So this is a pricing question again. So the question I asked before about when you offer the special pricing, well, you
Yes.
offered the special pricing, you know, full pay and monthly at a reduced rate. So can you comment about that? Because
I'm
that's kind of the
confused.
question I
What do you
asked
mean?
before.
I still don't understand. So we need to heal your ass.
I probably do,
I think
but
you are finding ways to be confused that aren't even there.
well,
But we
it
all
was
do
there.
it. What we all do. You're just doing it so we all can see it.
Yay!
But we all do it
I'm here.
in ways that we can't see it for ourselves. So help me try to understand even what your question is. Go ahead.
Susan, when
Yes.
she offered the special pay, she did her monthly pay.
So she said, here's what I heard Susan say. The investment is $1,497 a month, or if you full pay for the year, $20,000. Okay? Which, who cares about what the numbers are, whether they're right or not? This is what I heard,
Right.
okay? And then she said, I also have special pricing for people who decide to make a decision and move forward right during the session.
Right.
Would you like to hear about that? Veronica says, yes. Then she said, the special pricing is, instead of $14.97 a month, it's $9.97 a month. Or if you full pay, instead of $20,000 for the year, it's $10,000 for the year. Which of these
So it's
feels
a
like the
little
best
bonus.
fit for
Okay,
you?
I see what you did. But she did give a reduced monthly price if they signed up today, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that's
that
what you're
kind of
supposed to do.
resolves my question before.
That's the way we do it.
oh,
And that's
I
the way
never
I
knew
explained
that.
it last time.
I never got the monthly thing. I was always doing full pay. was
Okay,
the
time
reduced.
out. Did everybody in here hear me say it that way last time? Raise your hand. Okay, look
All right.
around, Jeff.
Yeah, yeah,
Look
yeah.
around. Okay. Let's give it up for Jeffrey. And that's awesome because that just shows us how screwed up we are. That's such a simple one that you don't have to feel, that you can feel okay about. You know what I mean? Like, there's no shame in that. That's just like, I wasn't catching the whole pricing thing before. Great. Now you got it. I think you got it. Maybe he'll come back up tomorrow. We'll see. But what's beautiful about it is, like, we live in our own friggin' world. You know, Kristen lives in a world where what I said was offensive and she was going to be like, fuck you, right? She heard different words than the words that actually came out of my mouth, right? Yet we're all in the same room and she heard it different. Why? Because she lives in her own world, a world where if somebody says something like that, whatever, like she's got a don't fuck with me button that may need some healing, right? Maybe, right? Or whatever's going on. But we all have our own shit. We all have our own blind spots. And thank God for coaching because it's kind of like this water bottle, right? What do you guys see? A water bottle. Some of you guys see a water bottle. Some of you guys see red, right? What do you see? Big, right? So from this angle, I can see what it says on here. It says, dream big, think big, love big, play big, give big, live big, go big, be big. And then it says, big success mastermind. Okay? I can see that, but you guys can't. It's the same water bottle. We're all looking at it, but we're all looking at it from a different perspective. I don't know why I'm missing something, but you guys are with me on this, yeah? Same water bottle, but we all have a different perspective, and that is the value of coaching because I'm looking at this, I'm looking at this, I'm looking at this, and I'll be like, why are you not seeing what I'm seeing? And it's like, whoa, because you're over here, you can't see that. Although I guess you can kind of see it through the other side of the bottle, but not as well, right? And still, it's a different perspective. So that's why it's so important to be able to see things. That's the value of coaching. That's the value of community. It's the value of being able to get one other person's perspective, but sometimes be able to get a whole group's perspective on something too. Good? All right. Let's give it up for Susan and Veronica. Standing ovation. so good. You did great. And you were a great role model for everyone. Great job. One more time. Okay, we are going to take a super short 15-minute, very long, generous 15-minute break. In fact, you know what? Let's make it 20 minutes. I'll see you guys back here in 20 minutes.